How much is too much? What is too much?
I would say that how much is too much is when the tattoos you carry on you are heavier and stronger than your personality.
Too much, like too many tattoos,
No,
like
I mean,
how many?
what is too much?
Yeah, I
It
agree.
depends on what is too much for you. What it's like, I don't know. I think it's like what is beautiful and what is not.
I think everyone's got their own thing, so I didn't start tattooing until I was 32, so I think if I'd started when I was younger I would have had more coverage, like I would have had more tattoos. But personally, I don't think there's a limit if you want to get tattooed. If you want to get your face and eyes and tongue tattooed, that's up to you.
When you start getting into like faces on your face, I think is a bit much.
I'd say anything that like goes on your like cheeks, right underneath your eyes. You know, if you have your whole face tattooed, but you got this little bit showing, that's still cool. But like, once you lose this right here, then it's like, nobody will ever look at you the same again. I mean, to each their own, I just wouldn't do it myself.
There is never too much.
Yeah. You could put tats on tats on tats.
Everywhere, yeah. 4x4 is fine.
I got fucking 4 layers on some areas, so yeah, never too much.
Yeah.
I guess whenever you have enough, you know it. But if you just keep going, fuck it, cover it all up. Blast your eyelids, eyeballs, tongue, fuck it.
Find out who you are before you get tattooed, and if you realize you love tattoos, you still don't need to hurry. Ease into it, and remember that your arms and your back are your prime real estate. Don't take that lightly, save that. You don't be like me where you end up under the laser and you end up having to get 4 sleeves. See if you can prevent that.
How much is too much is when you have damaged your body's largest organ, which is your skin, to the extent where it's no longer breathing or able to perform the biological functions it as an organ needs to do. There, if you are gonna, like let's say, do a full body black suit, it is going to cause you severe health issues, or like people that tattoo their eyeballs. So when it starts causing you severe health issues, I would say that's too much.
I don't generally think that too much is too much, except it fucking bugs me out when people tattoo their eyeballs.
Yeah,
it
the eyeballs.
frightens me.
That's rough.
Like that's a level, like I get it, and I respect your you know, your faith and you know your dedication to getting tattooed. But you are crossing a line there. You get contacts.
But it's
what
not
are you doing?
art at that point. It's just like
You just want to be fucking weird.
Yeah, I think that's when it becomes too much. Is when you're just like trying to be weird or not really like getting pieces. Like you're not like like you're not getting it because it's art. You're just like trying to be a freak. I don't know, like
For no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, I mean, whatever makes you happy in this world, I believe.
How
but
far is tattoo far,
oh
Courtney?
God.
I mean,
I don't think it's
to each their own. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, who am I to judge them?
Yeah, if you want a bunch of tattoos and you want to get a full bodysuit, go
Yeah.
for it. If you don't, then don't do it. But
It's a form of expression as
Yeah.
is. So, you know, if you feel comfortable and like you really want to go all out, you know, get your whole body covered.
yeah, some people love the way it looks, and if having their whole body makes them happy, then do that. Some people only want a few or just one, and you know what you want and go for it.
Cover it if you got it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there is such a thing as too much.
Some people do it tastefully, and then some people do it like they just look like a huge coloring book, you know? The way it doesn't really go together at all, it's just kind of like there, you know? Which is cool too, because they don't have stories with it, you know, because it's other tattooers, so.
Right.
It's really, you know, it's really up to you. It's your dog, Charlie Brown.
If you can't read, and I don't mean like literally read, but they are all like getting a lot of like, you know, words and stuff. Like if you can't read it and you can't even see what's going on, then that's too much to me. Like if it was like one thing where it was very artistic and it was like I don't know, like an anchor or something, or something that really, I did a face tattoo, but like I agreed to do it as long as I got to do the whole thing and there wasn't gonna be like a bunch of stuff added all through it. You know, like I think more artistic, but when it's just crap on top of crap on top of crap and you don't even know what to read anymore, like, that's too much.
It's a hard question to answer because I feel like there are the people who plan out bodysuits and there are the people that like the Japanese for a long time would do just full bodysuits. That was common. But I think the reason I said it was too complex is because it really does depend on the individual. A lot of artists nowadays will design a composition just to fit a piece, and other artists will work into that area. So if somebody's a collector, you kind of run out of skin eventually, unless you're getting a lot of laser work to pull things out. But if you're getting color work too, there's some pigments really should try not to pull out.
I see people with like stuff like all the way under their eyes and stuff. For me, that's too far. I would never get under my eyes tattooed or my eyelids or my nose. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Bro, like for me on my body, that's too far. But other people, I think it looks awesome when they get it done and it looks right.
I live in a small humble country. No one's tattooed, so everyone looks like me, like I'm from another planet where I live. And I wouldn't do anything on my face or neck. But I like to see it also, like.
Yeah, I like to see it too.
Like
I like to see it, but
I like to see it, but.
For you, it's too far.
Yeah, it's to me a little bit.
The color.
Yeah, too far.
So everything else, full body, but.
Yeah, up here maybe not. Yeah.
Ball sack.
Everything.
I don't think there's too many tattoos you can get. It's our own bodies. We have these temples that we have the ability to decorate. Why not do is whatever you want with it? From piercing your ears to getting full back pieces to a little tattoo on your arm. It's body modification and there's a spectrum. It's your body. Do exactly what you want with it because you only have one of these, so do it up.
I think that would kind of be based on like, what do you do for a living? Because yeah, you could be fully blasted and be doing something that's just like a regular job or whatever, but there's people that are filled to like, once they start hitting their face and everything else is done and stuff, and they start going super crazy on the face and they got their neck and stuff, that's like another level of getting tattooed. That's almost like you're diving into that world of it, and that's a totally separate level. There's people that are in the tattoo industry that don't have that many tattoos, and that's not to say that they're any less tattooed than the other person. That person just decided to just go all in. So too much, I mean, there's not really a too much, but to the individuals, just be smart about like, this lasts forever. So if you're gonna dive into that side of tattooing, really focus on maybe you have a job or something that involves the industry or just a job that you're not gonna have to worry about because it will bite you in the ass later on.
I think you change over the years. You can say, I'm just gonna get one tattoo when you start, and then later, 2 months later, you love it so much that you just wanna get more. People change. If you get good quality work, definitely you'll come back for more.
It's a person's personal preference. It doesn't matter anymore if you're heavily tattooed or not. It doesn't matter if you have your hands tattooed, or your neck. Like back in my era, I couldn't get a job at certain tattoo shops because I had my hands or my face or my neck tattooed. I wasn't socially acceptable. I lived on the edge of society, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. And you know what, like shops that they would hire me for my work, not the way I look, and that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. So that's why I got to work in some of the best shops in the world. Not because of the way I look, because of my work. It's like personal preference, like what too much is. It's up to the individual. For me, it's never enough. I'll probably be tattooed till I'm solid black, like until there's no more room.
I do know a lot of people with face tattoos and all that, and honestly, like heavily tattooed on their faces. And whoever does whatever they want, but I feel like that is like walking around with a spotlight on you all the time. That is like being famous without the good part of being famous, And I feel like of all these people, I only know one friend of mine that he's bigger than that. You forget he has tattoos on his face. And of course, everywhere and he has horns and implants and all these things. And he's a funny motherfucker and he's like charming and he has such a strong personality that anywhere he goes, people ask and fuck with him, but he ends up like taking all that energy that people is pushing into him and like, whoo, And almost any other person like that I've hung out with for a long period of time, like on days when they're strong and they're not, there's some moment where they just wanna hide, So, and the same goes for like people who have a lot of tattoos, these kids who wanna, like I know this kid who, we were coming to the convention and he's a rich kid who's pretty full of tattoos, covered with tattoos, shitty tattoos. And he was like, I wouldn't go to a convention unless I'm the most tattooed person. I'm like, oh my God, what if, you know, like you can already tell he has a weak personality and all these tattoos are, he's not gonna know how to deal with that. So yeah, that's what I think.